Hello, hello, hi, geekpreneur. What is going on? Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. I am Sean Azimi, and I am somebody who went from working 14, 16-hour days in an office 6 days a week, often 7 days a week, to being unemployable due to my pancreas. Kind of sucked. Didn't have anything else planned, and now what I do, I help folks start a side gig online, use social media to grow it. So if you are serious or curious, this is the live for you. Welcome. Good to see you. If you have questions, if you got um, doubts about the online ways of making money, this live is for you and it should help you make a better, wiser decision. Okay. So, welcome. Normally, I don't go live this early. It's early to me. For some of you, you're like, wait, is he live? Because that's early. But I'm trying to keep, and that's another word that I want to eliminate, try. But I like to push these back where to where more people can join in and get more people live. So if you're coming in live, would love to know where you are tuning in from. I'm from Southern California. PK, what is going on? I see you on Facebook. We are live on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. So hop on if you haven't. If you're not following me, I mean, let's go already. Follow me. Follow me. So, all right, let's get on this topic of network marketing, affiliate marketing, MLM, what? Pyramid. Let's go. There's a lot of misunderstanding about this profession, especially about the whole gig economy, and I'm here to clarify some of those things. And I am way open for you to throw me your questions as well. So let's get into it. Um, Today's day and age. I actually was talking to somebody today that I got a pleasure to meet through TikTok, through one of my lives. And we were speaking to each other, and he was telling me that at his age, at 72, he was working at a company for 33 years, and then they let him go. And what I told him is what I like to share with you is I wish I could say, oh, you're the only one I know that's like that. But that's not the truth, huh? I mean, there are so many that are being underappreciated for the job they've done over the years and decades with their companies. I mean, it's the truth. I come from 38 jobs in 10 industries and 19 years in the mortgage industry. So I'm very comfortable to have the job conversation because I've covered a pretty vast territory of jobs, right? But the online space is growing and it's for real. See, whether you believe in the sun or you don't, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it exists. And the gig economy is for real. Whether you think online is a waste of time or is the most amazing thing on the planet, it doesn't matter. It's for real. There are people, a lot of people, making all kinds of income online using the gig economy. Why do I call you gigpreneur? Why? Because maybe you have a job right? And you try to create another source of income, right? Maybe you don't have a job. Maybe you just got laid off. You got let go. Whatever the case may be, but you're doing something with the gig economy, something online, right? So I'm going to break it down for you. So the next time you say no, you at least know what you're saying no to. Is that fair? Let's go. All right. So in this whole space, you got what's called uh, affiliate marketing. You got direct sales. You got network marketing. You got MLM. You got pyramid. You got attraction marketing. Right. So let's break them down and see what's what. The very first thing you want to see, the whole thing is called direct sales. Now, direct sales, what it means is that you play the bridge. You are somebody who are going to connect a prospect or a potential customer directly to the manufacturer where that product or item is made. That's direct sales. You're introducing somebody directly to the manufacturer. For example, when you go to Walmart and buy your shampoo, that's not direct sales. See, Walmart buys it from somewhere else or makes it and then brings it, right? So that's not direct sales. Direct is you introducing a prospect or a person directly to the manufacturer. Now, let's put a pause on that for a second. So, in a world where direct sales is not the case, right? When you go to the store, pick something up and buy it, there's a additional cost you would pay because of that space, because what it has taken for that product to end up on that shelf, whether it's been advertising, whether it's been on a truck and somebody had to drive it down here. Yeah, somebody has to drive that truck down here. They got to get paid. Gas money, employee money, truck wear and tear. All that stuff is factored into that final price and they put it on the shelf, right? So that's what's called direct sales. Eliminates that because why? Because you're connecting somebody directly to the manufacturer. Now, that whole space of this whole gig economy, direct sales, it could really be broken down into two categories. I want you to pay real good attention here. The two categories, one is either it's a product based company or it's a service based company. What that means is this: if it's a service based, you pay a membership fee for a discounted service. For example, you would pay, and these dollar amounts are fake. Okay. Let's say you pay $50 a month and you get a substantial discount on legal fees, attorney fees. Let's say you pay $50 a month and you get a discount on your phone bill, electricity bill, medical insurance, car insurance. You pay $50 to Costco, what? Because you get a service for a discount. That's a service-based company. So, which means that in exchange of your dollars, of your membership, you're receiving a discount. Okay? If you got that, drop a 1 in the comments. You're receiving a discount for your membership. Now, if it's a product-based, what that means is that in exchange for the dollars that you spend on your investment, you're actually receiving products. You're spending $500, you're getting $500 of products. You spend $1,000, you get $1,000 products. You spend $50, you get $50 worth of products. Now, This does not matter whether you think it's expensive or it's not. It doesn't matter. Whether you spend $500 and you get one pair of shoes, or you spend $500 and you get 20 pairs of shoes, it's regardless. It's that you got a pair of shoes in exchange of your investment. So that's a product-based company. Product-based company, in summary, is in exchange of my initial investment or my future investments, I receive products in discount. A service-based company means when I give that membership, right, with my initial investment into the membership and my continued investment into the membership, I receive a discount for a list of services. So far, so good? You with me? All right. So you got product-based, you got service-based. Now, let's get into this whole MLM, network marketing, pyramid, all this stuff. Let's get into the pyramid first. Let's just kill that right out of the bat, okay? So they call it a pyramid because, you know, back in the day, they would say, like, you go to the pyramid, you don't come back, right? Things disappear. Yeah, it's the same thing here. Carry that concept out here. So a pyramid is actually illegal in the US. And FTC is all over this whole profession. You can't breathe wrong without FTC being on your butt, shutting you down internationally. They don't mess around. So pyramids are illegal. Why? Because for that initial investment or future investments, you receive no service and no products. And you would say, well, how does that work? Well, it's like me calling you and say, hey, PK, I'll tell you what, you give me $500 tonight, man. 2 weeks. Give me 2 weeks. I'm going to turn that 500 to 1,000. And you're like, what? T-money. And you're like, what? How? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just give me the $500. I'll turn it around. In a couple of weeks. I'll make it $1,000. Well, what do I get out of it? Well, you get the 1,000 in a couple of weeks. Well, what do I get right now? Nothing. That's a pyramid. Because in exchange for your initial or future investments, you receive no products, no service. That's why it's a pyramid. It's illegal. So when somebody says, hey, is this one of those pyramid things? It's more a lack of education and knowledge than hating the game. It's the truth. Right? So obviously, hopefully, prayerfully, you wouldn't get involved in an illegal activity, nor would you get involved in a pyramid. So why would you call a friend and say, hey, buddy, would you do this illegal thing with me? How silly does that sound? How silly does that sound? Pretty silly. Do you know your friends are like crooks and they call you all the time with the next illegal thing to do? How silly is that? That's pretty silly. So that's not the case. So let's learn and then decide, right? So pyramid is illegal. Let's kill that. That's out the window. Now, let's get into what's called network marketing, affiliate marketing, MLM. Why is it called that way? Well, network marketing comes from this concept. Let's say, for example, you started a sandwich shop, okay? Let's say you started a sandwich shop and let's say you're, I don't know, 45 years old, 40 years old, 30 years old, however old you are. You started a sandwich shop. Where you are in life, that, you know, those amount of years that you have been here, right? You've accumulated a certain number of network. What does that mean? It means you know a certain people. You know a few people. You know your brother, you know your sister, brother-in-law, mom, dad, neighbor, this guy, that guy, cousin. You know a bunch of people. That's your network. So let's say you start a sandwich shop. A, would you go to a bunch of strangers and say, "Hey, I started a sandwich shop. You want to come in?" What if you ran into Walmart and say, "Hey, buddy, I know you don't have any idea who I am, but I started a sandwich shop. Come on over." Or would you be call the few people that you already know? "Hey, by the way, I started a sandwich shop." Right? How silly would it be for you to start a sandwich shop and run around to strangers telling them you have a sandwich shop and completely ignore the people you know? You would never do that, would you? No, because it's silly. So why would they call it network marketing? Because you're marketing to your network. What else would they call it? Stranger marketing? So that you can go tell strangers? How silly would that be? They call it network marketing because the first thing you would do when you start any type of anything is you would reach out to your network. You would market to them. You make bracelets. Are you going to go knock on your neighbors' doors where you just have no idea who they are and say, "Hey, by the way, I make bracelets"? Or would you tell a bunch of people you already know first? How silly would it be for you to go knock on stranger doors? Wouldn't it? So it's not called stranger marketing because it's not. It's network marketing. You reaching out to the network you already know. That's why it's called network marketing. Now, why do they call it MLM? I love this question. When people come to me and tell me, "Is this an MLM?" I used to hate that question. I love this question. I have never heard anybody answer this question the way I have. And if you've heard it, it came from me. Probably. If somebody says, is this an MLM? This is my response to you. It doesn't have to be. You can do OLM. It doesn't have to be MLM. You can do OLM. You can do one level marketing. And I'm going to show you how silly that sounds. You started the sandwich shop, remember? You happen to market to your network. You tell your sister, "Hey, by the way, that sandwich shop I was talking about, it's open. Come check it out." Now, let's say your sister is excited about your gig. So she tells a couple of her friends, says, "By the way, I'm going to go get a sandwich at my sister's new sandwich shop. You guys should come along." Now, my question to you is this. You're standing at the front door of your sandwich shop, and your sister and her two friends come, and you say, "Well, who are these two?" And your sister said, "They're my friends. I told them about your sandwich shop." And you're like, "No, no, no. I only told you. I can't have, no. I don't want you to market to your network so it becomes a marketing to multi-level of people. No, 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 no. I just market to you and that's it. I don't want any referrals." So you can do OLM if you're freaking out about MLM. Do OLM. Now, when I put it that way, how silly does it sound for you to do OLM? You're like, Of course, I want everybody to know to tell everybody about my sandwich shop. Why would I stop? Exactly. So the next time you say, is it one of those MLM? You should be excited that it is. And it's not an OLM. That nobody's standing in front of your sandwich shop saying, oh, who referred you? Oh, you were referred by somebody else? No, 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 no. We don't do that. Nope. No, 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 no. How silly does that sound? Pretty silly. So you have strange marketing versus network marketing. You have OLM versus MLM. That sounds like a winning formula to me. Next, we have affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing is exactly OLM. Somebody standing at the front door, you get paid for no referrals, not even your own sister. It's only one line, the first. And you're doing it all for the other company. All this TikTok people that are banging out these things, affiliate. They don't get any referral from anybody else. It's a one-time commission. Network marketing. You got to market to your network. MLM. Why would you stop the referral at a certain point? You'd want to trickle down. You want that snowball effect. You want everybody downtown to know about your sandwich shop, not everybody around you. You want people to drive 2 hours to come and get your sandwich. You certainly don't want to be in any illegal scam. So no pyramid. Watch out with the investment. Make sure you receive something in return. Now, there's a whole new thing out, and it's digital marketing, right? Digital marketing is another form of service-based network marketing. You're providing a service, and it may be a digital course or a digital coaching session. Now, if it's set up as a network marketing, right, and an MLM system, you don't want OLM, not anymore, right? You don't want affiliate because you like to get all the referrals. Wouldn't you want to get a chunk out of all the referrals? Of course you would. So if your product or service is a digital product, it makes it a little bit what? Simpler. Why? Because you don't have to carry inventory. You don't have to buy products to like shove it down to your throat. You don't have to compare prices and say my collagen is better than yours. I'll still say that to until I'm blue and green. But you don't get into that conversation. It's just a digital product, which means it's most likely global, which means you can reach out to anybody. Remember that sandwich shop? It's global. Imagine that. And most of the time, it's simple. However, let's get into some of these investments. So digital marketing is exactly network marketing, MLM based, and it's just a digital product. Instead of like you selling shampoo and weight loss, you're selling a course or whatever it is, right? Or coaching or training. So investment wise, whether you think they're expensive or not, again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because there are people who buy that same thing when you think it's expensive. So it doesn't matter. So that is eliminated. You may think it's expensive, somebody else may not. So that's just subjective, right? So most of the product-based companies, they run different packages, enrollment packages. That's how you get started. It's like you opening up a sandwich shop. You have a starter packet. You can start with 3 kinds of sandwiches. You can start with 5 kinds of sandwiches. You can start with 15 kinds of sandwiches. You can't be blind to this stuff. It's real business. If you're opening up a sandwich shop and they give you the 3 offers and they give you a better deal as you get more sandwiches, you're not going to say, well, you know what? Let me just start with a turkey sandwich and we'll just grow it. Silly. You wouldn't sit there and say, oh, it's $1,000 for 15 sandwiches. You would never say that. Why? Because you understand there's a cost. That's it. So product-based, they usually go about anywhere from $200 to start to, you can have 1,000, 5,000. There's a company 10,000 to start, depending what products they promote, right? Usually the sweet spot is about $500, right? Now, with a service-based company, like for example, travel, you can pay a membership and get travel discounts, right? That's a digital service-based product, right? So you could pay, I don't know, $200, and then I don't know, $40 a month, $50 a month for membership, right? And then you get discounts on whatever it is that they give you a discount on, trips and cruises and hotels and all that stuff, right? So that's about $500. The digital brands, right now, the one that is really leading, because they've been, they just promote the heck out of their stuff. The sweet spot for them is about $900. Okay, $900 to get started, and it's that what they call is the complete package. Some of you are in that company, and most of you have reached out to me for that company. So usually that's kind of the sweet spot with the digital product, right? So this whole online space, this whole gig economy is for real. You cannot deny it. Now, the next time you are faced with kind of a situation to decide, at least you have a decent idea to have an intelligent conversation with somebody. Somebody says, hey, you open to taking a look? You're like, no. You're like, oh, you're not going to throw one of those. Is it a pyramid? Is it MLM? It's like, how silly is that? Then you're going to face somebody like me who's going to say, no, it's not network marketing. It's strange marketing. It's not MLM. It's OLM. And then you're going to be like, what? I'm asking you to stop that. When an 8-year-old makes $15 million on TikTok 2 years ago, you need to stop that. You need to stop. Educate yourself, then decide. You have the choice to make a decision based on real, tangible info, not thin air. I love how I can feel the vibe from you people when I say, oh, it's strange marketing, OLM, and you're like, what? What is that? Yeah, exactly. What is that? Why would you want that? You wouldn't. You wouldn't want that. You'd be like, no, I don't want what strange marketing. What the hell? I got to go to strangers? Well, you don't want to go to anybody else. Who do you want to go to then? You got the sandwich shop. You don't want to go to anybody? Either you got to go to your market or you got to go to strangers. Decide. You decide the name. You go with it, whatever makes you feel good. And if you hate referrals, tell everybody, please don't refer anybody to me. That's it. Solved. Problem solved. You can stick to the one line. See? Out of jail, too. A little rough, maybe. I don't sugarcoat stuff. People know me. I'm very direct. I've kind of learned to be that way. I'm here to be coached and coach. I'm not here to be babysat and babysit. That's not me. You can tell the next person next to you, say, oh, it's MLM, honey. You can't tell me that because I'll tell you, go do OLM. And you'd be like, what? So I'm asking you, be educated. I had a really nice conversation with somebody today, and I kind of told them a little bit about my story, right? And I told them that I was pretty pissed off at everybody, including God. I felt let down. And I asked a bunch of questions. And not once did I hear a door knock say, oh, Sean, you know what? Sorry, here's the sack of cash you asked for. Nobody knocked. Nope, no. But they gave you an opportunity, an MLM, network marketing. You've heard me say, if you're a vet to my lives, you've heard me say this before. Christianity is the first network marketing company on the planet and the last one. The Bible, salvation, is the product. You sell it all the time. Have you seen Jesus yourself? And then you tell somebody else he exists? You seen him? Yeah? Had lunch with him? And then you brag about him to others. Come! Like you've seen him. Like he had lunch with you right now, today. Did you see everybody who wrote the Bible? Were you there? Were you there when Paul wrote in prison? Were you next to him? And yet, you tell everybody. Like you were there. Interesting, huh? Makes you think. Jesus was the best network marketer on the planet. He only needed 12, and one of them stunk. And we are still network marketing for Jesus. Aren't we? Level after level. You don't say OLM to Jesus, do you? If somebody you introduce to Jesus comes with another friend, would you tell them, I can only take one person? How silly would that be? Never seen him. Never talked to him. Never seen anybody write the Bible. Never seen it in print originally. And yet, gig economy is for real. Whether you're a millionaire, zillionaire, or broke, it's for real. People are doing it. People open up multiple lines of income not by multiple jobs. How many people do you know that have 6 lines of income and they have 6 jobs? Go ahead. Give me one person that you know like that. You don't. Because you can't be at 6 jobs, but you can have 6 lines of income. And that's the truth. Whether you agree or disagree, it's the truth. So I'm asking you to educate yourself. I'm asking you to open your mind. I'm asking you to be open to ideas, possibilities. I'm asking you to get rid of this old, crappy mentality. We got AI writing crap for you right now. AI is being you right now, and you're still stuck in the old mentality. Is this one of those pyramid schemes? It's like, what? What are you talking about, bro? How silly is that? People are losing their jobs after 33 years of putting their families through this. I want you to pay freaking attention to it. Open your mind. Open your heart. Open your soul. I'll end with this. Through this whole past 2-3 years that I went through hell and climbing out as I'm doing this live, it's not like I'm in paradise right now, right? So I'm climbing out. Through all this, one thing I realized and I learned, breakthrough, is that we do not get restricted. We get redirected. If you lost your job, if your job laid you off, if she left, he left, if you got slammed by that door right in front of you, it's because you're being redirected. It's because you're not supposed to be at that door. Don't be stubborn with knocking on closed doors. Don't be stubborn in standing in front of closed doors, ignoring where you are being redirected. That's all I'm telling you. Otherwise, then suck it up, buttercup. Don't be complaining and blame. Right? So, with that, got a little heated actually. With that, well, people are still on. I didn't even pay attention to who's on, who's not on. I'll go back read the complaint. I mean the comments. So with that, that's all. Hopefully, you guys got some love, some inspiration. Yeah, a little. Yeah. If you feel like somebody needs to hear this, and you can't tell them, you're like, I can't tell them like this. Tag him. Let's go already. Share this. Don't be stingy with my lives. I got. Let's go. I call it life mileage. I'll handle it. Let's go. I'll go to battle with anybody. It's not a battle. It's just like, understanding the ideas. So yeah, tag them if they want. That's funny. Like when you tag me to this video, tag into this, share it with them. And here's the thing, like I tell you, if you're somebody who's been wanting to start something online or just explore it, it's not like, this is it. It's just like, dude, explore it already. If you want to check things out, if you're serious or curious, it doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter, right? I'm somebody who, I start lives with this. I'm somebody who went from working 14, 16-hour days, 6 days a week, okay, often 7 days a week for 24 years of my life. That's a quarter of a century. Yeah. To being somebody who is not able to get a job, unemployable due to my pancreas. So what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to sit here and say, oh, is it one of those? No. I welcome the redirection. Stubborn, but I welcome it. If you're serious or curious, drop the word me in the comments. I'll get back with you after this live. With that, I am signing off until tomorrow when we do it all over again. Much love.